Nathan Zegura here at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where the Browns fall to 2-8 on the season, losing 35-14 to the New Orleans Saints. And this was a bizarre game. It was 14-14 going into the fourth quarter, but the Browns had no answer for Taysom Hill today. Taysom Hill ran for not one, not two, but three touchdowns. In fact, the Saints ran for 214 yards on the day. But if you take some stats that I'm going to throw at you right now, Jameis Winston throws for almost 400 yards. He does not turn the football over. Almost 400 yards of passing with two touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy, the second best game of his career, 142 yards and a touchdown. Elijah Moore caught a touchdown. David Njoku caught 9 passes for over 80 yards. The Browns won the turnover battle 2-0. Denzel Ward getting his first interception of the season, and Denzel Ward forcing a fumble and then recovering the fumble. Guess what? He intercepted Taysom Hill. He also forced the fumble against Taysom Hill, but Taysom Hill in this game would account for over 200 yards of offense for the Saints and 3 touchdowns, the last of which was a 75-yarder. When the game was already over. It was 28-14, but he was not touched by a Browns defense that would give up nearly 500 yards on the day. They gave up a big play to Marquez Valdes-Scantling of 70 yards. 3 touchdowns to Hill, including that last one, the 75-yarder. Special teams. Tough day. Dustin Hopkins missed 3 field goals. He got a second chance at one of them because of a penalty and missed it again from inside of 30 yards. And so this was a Browns team that had a game on one side of the ball where he felt like, yes, they could have won it. And it was a costly game, though. DeJuan Jones suffered what appeared to be a season-ending injury. He had been playing so well at left tackle. Friendly fire as Wyatt Teller kind of rolled into his leg while he was engaged in a block. You hate to see that. But this was a game that the Browns came down here, and they should have found a way to win. If you would have told me the Browns would put up over 400 yards of offense, not turn the football over, and the Saints would turn it over twice, you'd say the Browns are going to win that game, but they did not. And it's similar stuff, self-inflicted wounds, some inopportune penalties. You had the 2 missed field goals. You had missed tackles on defense. You gave up big plays on defense. And this was a game that really, the physical tone of the Saints dominated the Browns, and that's something they have got to clean up, especially with the Steelers coming to town on Thursday. Start on the opening drive, 4th and 1, unable to get one near midfield. Boom. Touchdown for the Saints. You were down 7-0. The Browns will get a quick strike touchdown, 89 yards to Jerry Jeudy, and they went for 2, did not get it, so you were down 7-6. Then they would score again. They'd come right back with the Saints. The long one to Marquez Valdes-Scantling for 71 yards that I talked about, and then D-Hop would miss 2 field goals in the second quarter. So you're down 14-6, but then you tie it up. Jameis Winston found Elijah Moore. You get the 2-point conversion. He found David Njoku for that. And you're thinking it's 14-14. We're going in the fourth quarter. You give up 21 unanswered. Another huge special teams blunder in punt return coverage, giving up a 53-yard return that was almost a touchdown, but Corey Bojorquez got just enough of Dante Pettis to push him out of bounds. But really, you had opportunity after opportunity to get off the field. You could not, and you could not stop the ground game of Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, and the Saints. You knew that's who they were going to be. And so I think some tough questions have to be asked after this game. A very disappointing outcome for the Cleveland Browns, dropping to 2-8 now on the season, and it feels like playoffs are all but out of reach. And that was not supposed to be the story of the 2024 Browns. We're going to break this one down for you tomorrow on Cleveland Browns Daily. Quick turnaround, short-term memory, that's a good thing because the Steelers are coming to town, the first-place Steelers, and now the Browns have to hope that they can play spoiler.